Maybe y'all can hear me now. Hopefully you can hear me now. Okay, yeah. Okay, you can hear me now. My microphone was muted. Okay, so I wanted to talk about. I don't think anyone in this motherfucker yet. I want to talk about the new X-Men TV show and how they're pushing this bullshit agenda. And like what me and Bill Greathouse talk about all the time is that they're pushing this agenda of putting gay shit and everything. So I mean, the population of the Earth. So George Guidestones were blew up recently, and then they're gonna do all this shit. And then another thing, I'll just call it the China flu. They probably won't get banned for that. They don't care. Don't give a shit. That was whole. Doctor Kerry Mullis would the PCR test is not was designed not to test for disease by Dr. Kerry Mullis, and yet Fauci comes out with this shit and just totally goes against what the PCR test was meant for. It does not meant to test for disease. So yeah, and then you just you're making more just originally a shapeshifter but clearly male, just like Mystique was clearly female, and they're making him some type of non-binary shit, whatever that means, is a made-up thing. Even the VA is going in that direction. It makes no sense because very rarely people are born with some type of intersex genitalia, but that's what this is. He's a shapeshifter. I mean, so he can change his shape, but he's a male shapeshifter, just like Mystique is a female shapeshifter that gave birth to, I think, Nightcrawler. Same thing with Morph, but Morph I don't think has any children yet, but he's a male shapeshifter. Why are you making him like in love with Wolverine and shit like that? Is stupid. I mean, they're just doing all these characters. Every DC going to do does the same shit with the Harley Quinn show has made her into, you know, in gay female relationship, homosexual female relationship with Poison Ivy. It's the same bullshit they're pushing. So like they want to it's like they make these cartoons that brainwash children because grown men and grown adults we're if we have a strong constitution, we're not gonna be influenced by that stupid shit. But they do it with the children to brainwash them into that lifestyle. And so then another thing I want to talk about is going to piss off a lot of people is the so-called MGTOW movement. So I do support the movement, but I would say like I'll use Pareto principle. I would say like 80% of MGTOW males are basically TFLers that have they can't even get a date, yet they're going to go their own way. So they're just taking agency situation where because of social media and feminism and the pickiness of women, they can't even get a date because they don't even have the looks, the money, or any of the characteristics that women are looking for today. So that's what. Yo, what's up, man? What's up, low key T? What's up, man? I ain't seen you in a while, man. What's good, dog? You can feel free to jump in if you want to jump in. This is just a random impromptu thing. I'm out the military now, so I can speak my mind. Currently, just living on my VA check. I'm employed. I need to I need to, my VA check goes so fast, but hopefully, get another job and start making some little extra money just to, pay some more bills and shit like that. So, because it got, I made no money in the military yet. There's more bills out here, even though currently I'm living in a house rent free. Yeah, I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing great. I'm out the military, doing great. I worked a few jobs here and there after I got out, but I'm just doing great. I'm just chilling. I think I'm moving to a different state right now, and I'm just chilling, bro. So I'm just sitting here chilling, and I do what I want. I was a firefighter here, but the rednecks pissed me off in that department, so I left. So now I'm just chilling, and probably gonna start working probably a laser tag place if they don't hire me. Probably working probably remote or working just somewhere just to make a few extra dollars and living life, bro. So I've been all around even since I got out of the military. I've been all over. I went to with Miss. Well, I won't. I don't. I think it's cool to say his name, Mr. Hate Vicious. He's a YouTuber with 1,000 subs and does porn on the side. I did. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's a great compliment, man. I think. Thanks for saying I'm intelligent, man. I really appreciate that compliment. And I think you're an intelligent guy too. So, but we need to collab sometime. If you want, just shoot me a shoot me an email, armchairrevolutionary1 at gmail. If you want to do a collaboration, you can jump in here now. If you want to jump in now, but yeah, we need to do collaboration, bro. That'd be really great. And I remember stream with you back when I was still in the military. I had to hide my face then. Now I can just show my face and just do what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, and do what I want. See my little veteran Wounded Warrior shirt. I just got this in the mail today. I wear all these like veteran shirts. Are pretty cool. But yeah. And then I probably want to. Okay, yeah, I will call in, bro. I'll call in, bro. I'll jump on your channel and call in, bro. Because I'm just talking about the bullshit of what's going on right now. Of you know, Yeah, yeah. Back when I was in the military, I had to hide my face, dude, because you could get, my unit was so strict. I had such a crazy, the time I had a crazy Mormon, white commander, and he was giving me ARC-15s for some dumb shit. So, I knew that if I got exposed talking about sex, women, MGTOW, to the TFL, what's going on with men and shit like that, and feminism and false rape, I can't say, well, false sexual accusations. I, you know, I would get in trouble and they bring them for, did you private, I'll just, well, private, you know, private, so and so, did you say these things? And I couldn't really be myself until I got out. And I did a live stream with an OG Silverback and I hid my face but now I can just do a live stream and just show my face because my VA check is coming unless I go to prison or die. My VA check is gonna hit my bank account every late end of the month every month. Certain eclipse, I just think that it's probably some Illuminati science and sorcery, just like always, man. Because I think eclipses are just natural phenomenon of our planets, the alignment of the planets, and the moon is on the perfect orbit of our planet. So, oh yeah, yeah, I made a video working out about 6 months ago. Yeah, yeah, I go to the gym so even though I've been out the military for a year and change now, I still go to the gym three times a week. So I'm taking kickboxing. Now I also just go to my, even though they're on this weird agenda, but I go to the Planet Fitness on every other day basically. Do a light workout. If I'm not doing a hardcore workout, at least do a light workout. And now I'm watching my calories now and trying to get back into how fit I was in basic training. But yeah, I definitely was trying to just show that, yeah, I'm a big dude, but I can still do them dips, do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I just got out the military, so even the military's soft now, but it's still a lot of racism, and then you got the whole weirdos, freakazoids in there, and homos now. But back in like old school guys' day, they don't understand how it's changed so much. Now you can be, you can be openly gay now. Then you still the feminist, false sex accusers, and you got all this shit going on. I just had enough of it. But I got 3 ARC-15s back to back. 2 were completely unfair. Then I got out. And if you're a civilian, don't know what ARC-15 is, it's where they punish you non-judicially in the military. So, for example, if you're late if you're late consistently, they're supposed to be for like you're late all the time. But if you had a racist commander or just a commander don't like you or NCO don't like you, then they'll just like do it for some minor thing like they did for me. And they make you where you have to clean the barracks, no pay for 2 weeks straight, no weekends, no holidays off. So yeah, so that's basically, yeah. So yeah, man, I'll definitely hit up your live stream. You say you're probably gonna go live around what, midnight Eastern time, 0 Eastern time. So I'll probably hit you up and jump on your thing before I go to bed tonight. But yeah, I want to just yeah, dude. I'm even though I've probably gained a little bit of fat since I've been out, but I'm trying to keep my, stay strong, stay fit, and still work out and still be fit and still be attracted to when even though it's hard, they're so stuck up today. Still be fit and attracted to women, but not even that. Just worry about my health, dog, and I need to quit, doing this type of shit right here. But once I quit doing this shit, I'll be totally doing healthy and getting my meals online, eating healthy, cutting my calories. I'll have a little bit of ice cream, small ice cream snack, or drink my healthy 0 calorie ginger beer sodas. But other than that, I'm trying to be healthy. And I was talking about, like, before you came in, I was talking about how the MGTOW movement, I support it, but most of these guys are just the TFLer. If you don't know what TFLer is, the term was invented by Bill Greathouse, a dude from I think he's up from Iowa. Anyway, so he invented the term about 15 years ago, TFL, which means he's acknowledging the fact that in society now, because of feminism, social media, the elevated standards of women, that so many men in society we don't get dates. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm not fat. I'm just a big guy. Now I need to cut off a little bit more fat off of my physique, but I need to. Oh, what about X-Men? Oh yeah. I just saw the episode 4, and it didn't have any too much of the homo agenda in it. But episode 3, they went ham hog wild crazy. So they made it with Morph, a character who was just a shapeshifter but male. He walks into the shower room of the X Mansion, and he sees Wolverine, a guy he's been buddies with the whole series of the original run of the series. And so then he goes and sees Wolverine in the shower, and then he's like, "Hey, buddy, need." And he makes a fake Wolverine claw, says he's a shapeshifter. Hey, buddy, need to breach? Do you need help with those breaching those tight spaces? And it's like that type of homoeroticism was not in the original series at all. I don't care what these freaking all these weirdos say and all these people that are in that lifestyle say. Like that was clearly not in the original series, dude. Like it was not in there because I remember actually, but as a kid I remember more the Spider-Man show because I was born in 91, so I was a baby when the original X-Men ran. But I did see the reruns from time to time, but I had probably have never seen the whole entire series in completion. I've seen the whole series of Spider-Man, I've seen the whole series of Batman, but for X-Men I probably didn't see the whole series because I think Batman, even though I was born around the time Batman originally came out, that Batman had probably less episodes and reran so much. I probably saw the whole series, and when then Batman Beyond came on, I didn't like Batman Beyond as much. But Batman I saw completely probably in its entirety, growing up as a kid or watching on or getting it, downloading it, and then Spider Man. Of course, I seen all the Spider Man, the '90s version, not the '80s version, but the '90s version. I probably saw all that growing up. But X Men, I did see a lot of episodes of X Men. Yeah, straight. Yeah, if you want to call that, I don't use that slang term, but yeah, if you want to call it, if you want to call it bussy, that's very popular. Like black dudes in jail call it that type of stuff. Like the whole, I think G Street calls it that. Yeah. You were born in '91 too, so we the same age, dude. And like we grew up with those the DC and the Marvel TV shows. I didn't see Spawn. I think Spawn was independent Image, and I didn't see Spawn until later. And then look at the Invincible TV show. Like it's an Image independent series made by that hack Robert Kirkman, who made The Walking Dead, a show that went on and on for too long. And then he's a straight male who then finds out his dad's half super is a superhero, and then he's also, but it turns out to be a super villain from an alien imperial planet. And then he hangs out, even though he's a straight male, he hangs out, his best friend's a gay dude, which is very rare in real life. I don't care if he's from Pomona, California, wherever. I think he's from. The guy's from a fictional New York City, and I don't even think that happens in New York City, but I've never been to New York City. But I've always lived in the military. I never went that far north. I was in either Missouri, Texas. Um, yeah, basically it was either Missouri, Texas. That we had one mission in Utah, had one mission in where was it? Yeah, it was basically, yeah, I had missions in Texas, Missouri. Yeah, I went to Missouri. Only Missouri in the military. I only went to Missouri. No, I went to Wisconsin. I went all the way north to Wisconsin, but it's still not like crazy like New York. We had to go to the Milwaukee airport, and I was stationed in 2 months in called Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. That was pretty far north, and it was cold time. It was cold that time of year. It was October of that year when I had a mission in Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. But I've never been to New York City, so I don't know firsthand. That's hard to say, man. Like I like a lot of different characters at different times, at different moods. Like, probably one of my favorite is gonna be corny, but until he ruined him recently, and I don't care about his race, I just like the character. Like Punisher, when he's done right, was my favorite character. Like, the fact that originally, and they've probably nerfed this too, he originally killed corrupt police officers, corrupt politicians. I like that he didn't He didn't care who was committing the crime originally. If you were a criminal and you were using even your job as to do crime, he would kill you. You of course kill mafiosos, kill gangbangers, kill all these criminals. Punisher was my favorite character until they ruined him in the latest comic series. I think it was this I have right here. I think it was this the end of this comic run here is when they kind of ruined Punisher, and I have Daredevil, I have Spawn, Daredevil all over the place. But yeah, they kind of ruined him after in this series. This was the latest series. I bought this in training, but this was the latest series that just ended where his wife betrayed him. I just read it online. I'm not gonna buy that shit. His wife betrayed him, was resurrected by the Hand. The Daredevil villain's the Hand resurrected his wife, and then they his wife betrayed him, and that pissed me off. You know, I got so many comic books over here. I got a whole. This is like one of my DC posters I got in store and compact up. You know, I got so many different comic books laying around and stuff. But yeah, I can't really find on some of them right now. But yeah, but basically, hang on, there's some in here. But anyway, dude, yeah, Punisher was my favorite character until he was ruined. And then like I like for DC, I like Deathstroke a lot because he's like, if Batman was ex-military and a straight up mercenary, he's more like that. Like he's not similar to Batman. He just knows how to fight really well, like Batman does. But he's ex-military and also a trained gunman and assassin. So I like Deathstroke for DC. Is kind of like my favorite character from DC. And then for Independent, probably Spawn is up high on the list. Another character I like, not just because he's black, was Blade. Until they're gonna ruin him when Marvel brings him back for Marvel MCU, because that little punk ass little things, Mahershala Ali, his scrawny ass gonna play him when Wesley Snipes was a way better. Say you want about Wesley Snipes, but he was perfect in the first two Blade movies. And so Blade, I had the Blade comic books. There are very few that they are that ran after. Yeah, I'm writing a science fiction. Speak of that, I'm not writing a comic right now. I'm working on a sci-fi series, but I will probably get enlist an illustrator's help for that. So I probably will. I'm writing a sci-fi series, and I don't want to spoil too much about it because I haven't copywritten all the ideas in there yet. But it has oppression themes in it, but it's not beating you over the head with it. And it's about in a very unique planet that I created. There's a lot of oppression themes of make it very very easy to write about a young veteran of their military gets out and he's living kind of like this feral lifestyle. He's just living, hunting food, and just living off in the live places of his planet, and he's just doing his own thing. And then when the evil government wants to do experiments on their veteran population because they're already proven warriors, they kidnap him and then they do these experiments on him, and that's where he gets powers and stuff like that. But they unlock the powers of their people in him, and so that's what starts the whole series. That's what the type of series I'm working on. But there's unique things with the planet I don't want to reveal yet until I get a copywritten. I've written about 5 to 6 pages of this story and I've written outlines of it, and I want to make that. And I know that some people are going to say, "Oh, it's derivative of a lot of different stories," but I think every story has the hero's journey in it, and every story has things that I see elements when I watch Dune. I see elements when I watch Dune. I see elements of other stories. When I see Star Wars, I see elements of Dune in that story. I mean, they even have the same spice thing going on in both series. So there's different, and they use a lot of melee weapons primarily in Star Wars and in Dune. There's and then they use a mixture of both, and both of those series are very. I mean, I think that the modern Dune movies took a lot from Star Wars, and then original Star Wars movies took a lot from the Dune book, and it goes on and on. Just like Crab Holt and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, every story has something you can say is similar to that story. But my story, I think, is going to be unique enough to where about the play, the setting, and the very not beating you over the head oppression themes. But it's not going to be on this. And if there's going to be any type of weird sexually characters, they're going to be like the villains or something. All of my characters, I always write like that's my favorite characters are always anti-heroes. They're always like they can't never be straight up goody two shoes. Like even Batman's somewhat goody two shoe for me. Yeah, Dune 2, I did enjoy it, but I do have problems and nitpicks with it because I thought Zendaya, she was annoying in that movie. I don't only find her. I find her face attractive, but I find her body just not attractive. She looks like a little boy body wise. Yeah, Dune. Yeah, yeah. Did you see the first Dune yet? Because I saw the first Dune was okay, and then the sequel. I thought the villains really stole the show in the sequel. You check out the sequel because you're gonna like the villain Fade, the bald. They make him bald in this in the new series by Denis Villeneuve. The new movie is by the French actor Denis Villeneuve. Most people mess up that name, but it's a French name. So, but the bald dude, Fade, in the original books, in the original movie, he's a redhead. Played in the original movie, he's played by the singer Sting plays him, and he did a great job. But that movie just had problems with the studios tampering with it. Would have been a way better film if the studios didn't tamper with the original 84 movie, and so they did way more. There was the new movies were better with the weird kung fu that the sorcerers practice in the movie, and that was like I thought that was really better, way better done than the original movies. But the original movies that did things a lot way better in terms of the love story, it made more sense. Like Chani was way better. Zendaya's Chani just sucked to me, and it just felt like. And then the new actor, Tim Chalamet or something like that. I think he's a French actor or the French descent. He didn't. I felt he was too scrawny, for my taste. I think Austin Butler, new actor who played Elvis, played the villain Fade, and he killed it. He did a great job in the new Dune movie. I thought he was psychotic. He was basically a sex crazed lunatic. He's killing his own female servants. He has a concubines in the bed licking on him and stuff. It was awesome. That was that was right up my alley. So yeah, that was good. But yeah, Dune. Check out the new Dune. You're gonna like it, but there's gonna be probably things. Even if you read the books, I don't know. Of course, you haven't read the. I don't mean you read the book. I read the book about 3 years ago, at least. It's such a long book. I think I read most of it, and what I heard listened to also audiobook of it, and I've listened to a lot of Dune lore videos as well, so I know the lore pretty well. And then I went back and looked at some of the sci-fi series from the early 2000s. That was actually well, in some ways, the sci-fi series from the early 2000s did a better job of the source material than this new movie. But the new movie has the budget, the special effects, the worms look real, the fight scenes are pretty good. But I just think the lead actor was miscast. I think that Zendaya was miscast. But Austin Butler, great casting. Dave Bautista, great casting. Josh Brolin, great casting. Most other actors are good casting choices. Just the main two actors, Zendaya and that guy looks like a poor man's Tim Holland, just sucked. Um, he can act okay, but he was just too scrawny and too wimpy to buy him as a warrior for real. Couldn't buy that little scrawny dude. It's like telling me that Pete. It's like telling me who's a skinny guy. It's like telling me that was that viral guy that went viral a couple years ago. Long neck is a warrior. It's like I don't buy it. So that's just me. But yeah, I'll definitely jump on your stream here in a few minutes. But yeah, man, yeah, X-Men pisses me off, and I just didn't know that's the direction Hollywood this agenda is going. Hollywood's going that agenda route, and there's nothing we can do about it. Then there's nothing we can do to stop that agenda, except write our own content. Like Ripper, young Ripper is a young black dude. He's making his own comic universe, without the gay agenda stuff in it. And I really admire that he's just taking his own. I think he's from Dallas. I think he's taking his own initiative to make his own universe because, they're just Stan Lee in interviews said that he did not create X-Men to be any type of even a black analogy. And I see the black analogy makes more sense in X-Men, but not entirely than the gay analogy. But what the best analogy that makes sense with X-Men that happens in real life is albinoism with a person with color. The parents had color of some kind. So, like for example, obviously black parents have albino child. That happens all the time in America and Africa. They have albino child. The parents are gonna look at that child like, oh my god, X-Men typically get their powers at puberty. Only a few of them. Now they made it. Morph got his powers at puberty. Nightcrawler got his powers. Got his power at birth. Morph got his powers at birth. Nightcrawler got his powers at birth. There's a few X-Men that got their powers at birth. Or yeah, the Ripperverse. Yeah, Ripperverse. He's doing probably a way better job than what Marvel is doing. Hell, even the guys the guy from Green Arrow on CW, Steve Amell, he made a Netflix movie just came out called Code 8. and it's very similar to X-Men, except it's not the weird gay agenda in it, at least not overtly. And it's just the same oppression themes that originally in X-Men about mutants fighting robot police officers. They make it literal. If using the future, people get mutant powers and they fight a robot police force, and human operators are operating these robot policemen. Very similar to X-Men, way better than modern X-Men content. And I think when MCU introduces the X-Men, they're probably gonna make it weird, gay, weird. It's gonna be like Cartman said in South Park: put a chick in and make it lame and gay. They're gonna do that with X-Men. Unfortunately, when MCU officially puts them in, because Disney owns all of Marvel now. It's really weird how they solely gobbled up all of Marvel, and now they own it completely. Now they own Fantastic Four, or for I love Fantastic Four as a kid, but a lot of people don't like them now. Um, we used to watch a cartoon all the time, had a lot of the comic books. They're gonna ruin X Men, of course. They're gonna ruin. They're just using X Men as a vehicle to push this agenda, and then they're going to ruin all of Avengers. All of them gonna be ruined, and just we all know that they're gonna all be ruined. But you know, yeah, that's. I mean, even look at Helldivers. They got mad at Helldivers 2, a really well made game that's only $40 on Steam. They got mad because they didn't put rainbow flags in the game. And the game is about a conservative Starship Troopers like game. I mean, like world, where that would probably be outlawed. If you're not breeding successfully, be outlawed because they can't breed successfully. So why would they put a rainbow flag in the game? It's like, what? No, it's a conservative, futuristic game about the future. So that would make no sense. So again, they don't even understand the lore of it. Like I remember Gears of War got in trouble a few years ago because they made the Puerto Rican girlfriend or Mexican Hispanic girlfriend of some type the leader of the lead of the game, and it really pissed me off because Gears of War 4 was a decent game. Gears of War was always a pretty good series, and they ruined it with adding they added a bunch of rainbow flags to the game and made the girlfriend the protagonist. It really sucked. So yeah. But one thing I will say about Dune, like it didn't have any type of the alphabet bullshit in there or anything like that. It just had to suffer from the whole Great White Hope and then dating a mulatto chick trope of, oh, he's gonna save the world. But eventually, if you Dune people that know Dune, like Paul fails to save the world actually, and the writer kind of regretted doing that, but that's what he wrote down. So uh, Paul ends up not saving the world in the Dune series. His son ends up becoming a tyrant, half worm being or something later in the series. It gets insane. So they probably won't do that. They probably won't do that. I highly doubt Hollywood is as like they don't like weird, strange things that are not palpable to a lot of audience. Now they'll push this weirdo gay agenda, but they won't do anything kind of weird. I mean, how many really weird sci-fi movies have we gotten over the past years? We haven't really gotten any that were truly strange and weird like Dune gets, and later in the series. We haven't really. I can't really think of one. Yeah, I mean the movie Life with the Alien from Mars. That wasn't that weird. Any type of really weird mainstream sci-fi movies in theaters, very rare we get something like that. So they're not gonna do. They're not gonna make like they changed a lot for Dune too. They changed a lot from the book because in the book, his young sister kills the Baron. Smile spoiler: the Baron is his grandfather, Paul's grandfather. So he kills. The sister kills the grandfather, not Paul. Paul in the new movie kills him. And I understand why they did that, but they did change a lot, and they're gonna make a lot of things more. Uh, yeah, but back to X-Men being on the weird stuff. It's like it was pathetic. I know you probably have seen it already, but yeah, you probably seen all the episodes. Only 4 episodes out now, and probably a new one comes out next Thursday. But it was really weird. Morph being on some weirdo shit like that. It was like this guy is like a homosexual assaulter or something. So it's like very infuriating that you're going to tarnish the legacy of 50-year-old characters with this type of nonsense. When I know Stanley didn't create Wolverine, but he basically probably oversaw his creation. I think he oversaw the creation of Wolverine, but did not create him directly. I think was it Jerry. I'm probably hardcore Marvel fans are probably messed it up. I think it was Jerry Conway, or was it Len Wiseman? but hardcore Marvelites are gonna tear my head off for forgetting that. But I know it wasn't. It was not Stan Lee that created Wolverine, but he created the original team, and then Claremont came in the '80s and made X-Men what we know as today. He made all the great storylines that they've pretty much the shitty Marvel movie, the shitty Fox movies have kind of adapted. Chris Claremont gave us originally Stryker was a preacher, and I was talking to my friend Drew Danger about this. Stryker was originally a preacher who hated mutants that was going to kill them all with Cerebro, and they kind of messed up. They really messed up that adaptation in the second X-Men movie, and they really made his military man so it didn't offend the religious community. So then, they didn't have any balls with that one because it would have been a cool plot line. He's similar to Deacon Blackfire from DC. He's a DC Batman villain. Um, but yeah, he that's how that went. Uh, you know, um, yeah, it was like called God Loves, Man Kills. I think that was the name of the comic book. But yeah, Chris Claremont was basically made X-Men what we know it is today. So just like Frank Miller kind of revitalized first Daredevil, then he went over to DC and revitalized Batman, made it dark again. So we owe them a lot to making the characters cool again. But Chris Claremont made X-Men kind of what it is today about he made the oppression things that were not specifically about one group, but he made those oppression themes like Stanley. The seeds that Stanley put in the original series, Chris Claremont really expanded them, and it's something great. So yeah, that's what so he said. And like Iceman, he was not originally gay in the series. He was younger than the other X-Men, and he was not interested in Jean Grey as much as they were. That's the only thing it was. He wasn't that he was gay, but then they make him gay. They hint at him being gay in the I think the Bryan Singer's shitty movie. And Bryan Singer, of course, is gay, so he used X-Men as a vehicle. He made the whole um mutant comparing mutants to homosexuality thing, which never made sense at all to me. Because it's like, yeah, you can be predisposed to being gay. Some people are predisposed to being gay, I believe. But the act of being gay, you don't act on that until you're at least hit puberty. So it's all like, I've heard that studies that male babies can be born lower testosterone than other babies, but there's no gay gene. I think it comes from your culture. It's like saying there's a gene to speak English or Spanish or Swahili or whatever language. There's no gene for that. It comes from your culture. Oh yeah, my email. I'll put it in the chat, bro. I'll make it easy for you. That's it right there. Yeah, that's it. Make sure I made any typos. Yes, armchair revolution 1 at Gmail. Hit me up on there. So yeah, man. I know, man. But if you be careful running for president, dude. You don't want to get you didn't get on the ballot. You might get attacked. You might get shot. You need to make it on the ballot, bro. Because these Trump heads, they think that Donald Trump gonna save them, and they are smoking crack because Donald Trump don't care about nobody. He care about what the Illuminati say and his cocaine and his prostitutes. He don't care. He don't care about nobody. So these Trump people are crazy, just like Biden people are crazy. I mean, Biden. Who likes Biden still? They must be just diehard Democrats that want gun control or some shit. Because who supports Biden? Like, he's such a clown. But these dumb rednecks support Trump, a New York businessman, and they're from the South. A lot of Trumpers are in the South, and yet Donald Trump is from New York, born rich, silver spoon in his mouth, never had a hard day of work. Gave him $1 million from his daddy. He only claimed it was $1 million. We all know it was probably more than that. So politics, it just blows my mind how stupid people are. And then the electoral college is just rigged and only selects the person that they want in office. So good luck running for office if you're not rich, down with the elite and stuff like that. Forget about it. Probably hit your ass with a laser weapon from Space Force in space somehow and kill you if you really were a threat to them. Yeah, so man, yeah, man, I'm probably gonna if you're gonna start, I'm gonna jump on your channel, because I'm only getting 2 views right now, but maybe people will watch the rerun. But yeah, I just want to let off the steam real quick, take 30 minutes off the steam real quick of the whole X-Men is blowing my mind, and it's just stupid. Like these people in this gay Dominican, on black gay Dominican guy, he got fired because he had a porn OnlyFans or some shit, some gay porn OnlyFans, and they got mad about him doing that and having the OnlyFans. So it's like, they know they hired a homosexual weirdo, so it's like they act like they can't figure that one out. So yeah, so um so they act like they're shocked that the guy had some freaky shit going on. So so the guy, fire that clown, but then they're going to replace him probably with someone even gayer and weirder anyway, because the agenda. I mean, they've been using X-Men in the comics even for this agenda for years. I remember in 2012, I think North Star, a character no one cared about, married married a black dude. I think in the comic books about 10 years ago when Obama got elected, and yeah, yeah, exactly. They're gonna be yeah. That this statement is so true right here. And it's like how what they did with hip hop. How hip hop went from super masculine. Yeah, they talked right about going to jail all the time, but they were super masculine, not on that. Now we got Lil Nas X, we got Lil Uzi Vert, we got A$AP Rocky, we got Kid Cudi wearing a dress. It's going to go just like hip hop went totally homosexual. It's going to go the same thing with the superheroes. And also, they say that we're in superhero fatigue, but what we're in fatigue of is bad writers, making these either feminazi propaganda or gay propaganda movies. Because I mean, I think in Ant-Man they made it where the daughter of Ant-Man is in love with a muscular Hispanic girl in the Ant-Man movie, and it sucked. And like no one wanted to see that shit. So it's like they're going to push this shit. There's zero, yeah, exactly, zero creativity in hip hop and in comic book movies and comic books in general, and all pop culture. There's zero creativity. They are just pushing this gay stuff and this whole maybe putting a black woman in it for no reason or whatever. I mean, black women, and that's cool that they're. I mean, I like diversity when it's done well, but like if it's just done for an agenda, I'm not gonna like that, because it's just done for a blatant agenda. So that is not what I'm gonna like. So that's what if it's done blatantly for agenda, like the Marvels that just came out, I think late last year. The Marvels that came out late last year, it's just okay. We get a hot black woman, we get a hot white girl, even though she has a flat ass, her Brie Larson's feminazi ass, then we get the East Indian chick, and then we put them all in this shitty movie no one asked for. Mainly um, Marvel was typically for aimed at young males. Was the tip of the audience of Marvel. Oh yeah, I will definitely hit you up, man. I'm just gonna wrap up this stream and hit you up. But yeah, Marvel was typically for young males, and then they made it they tried to they went the whole feminazi thing. They even put that in the last Avengers movie. It was no Endgame. They put that whole just all the women standing together. It's like what was that? And it's like so this whole agenda, it's like really weird, and it's like it's like divide and conquer. If you divide the sexes, you divide it 50% against 50% of the population, and then we can't get together to procreate anyway. But procreation is kind of over anyway. That's why the MGTOW movement is so big, because women are so crazy now. So it's like, what are you gonna do? So so but the whole feminism agenda, let me wrap up that thought, I'm gonna end the stream. But um so yeah, I definitely come by though to your stream. But it was just crazy how you know they use this whole agenda to they use a feminist agenda in Marvel, and did the gay agenda in Marvel. It's just really, and Stanley's not for that. Stanley was a Jewish man that was out making his money, but he wanted to make some cool creative ideas to make his money. He gave us Iron Man, he gave us Spider-Man, he gave us X-Men, he gave us all these characters, and he, of course, his illustrators contribute a lot to it. But he was like that great idea guy. He was good at coming up with these ideas and concepts for a comic book, and then Then he could just they could give him let him expand that idea, come up with X-Men, just a group of mutants, come up with Fantastic Four, a group of astronauts that get powers in space, come up with Daredevil, a guy blinded by radiation gets powers, come up with Spider-Man, guy getting bit by radioactive, come up with the Hulk, a guy with like Dr. Jekyll Miss Hyde gets exposed to radiation and gets the Hulk powers. So it's like he came up with all these cool concepts, and then in the '60s, before all these agendas were a thing, overtly, because these agendas I think are just in the final. They're in the phase 4, phase 5. These agendas, but they've always been there. But then now they're getting accelerating until it's getting ridiculous now. But hey, that that's all I wanted to kind of get off my chest. It's kind of annoying to me of all these agendas going on, and I saw it in the military. I saw it. I see it out in the civilian world still, and I'm like sick of all these agendas going on, and I just like want to let off some steam about it. And I can also want to get on my chest about the police state that's coming. Like they only hiring these psychopathic men to be police officers, and then they just and then the citizens, especially old white men, can't see through this. Of like these guys are just like neo Nazis. A lot of these guys need to be. I don't want to make it say anything other great, but a lot of these guys need to be at least fired. But that's what they're hiring, and that's all they're hiring is these neo-Nazi KKK policemen, Uncle Tom policemen. That's all they hire. So then we're in this. They're hiring only for these corrupt goons to be police, and then you have all these things going on. It's like, and then they're going to ruin the economy even further. It's like all these jitters going on, and they're going to choke us. They're going to choke us like without like they're going to choke us like basically slowly to lower the population, and we're all going to be dying, starving. No, our money is worthless. Whether you have Bitcoin, whatever it is, because I have this guy I'm acquainted with. He really thinks Bitcoin's going to save him, and it's not going to save you. Just like anything else is going to save you. So it's like really, and he's too young and dumb to understand that that's not going to work. But hey, when it was, but his hard head makes a soft ass. So I don't care what he does. But some people never wake up. You try to tell them it's just like the China flu thing. A lot of people believed in that, and now it's coming out that it was a lie, and the test was a lie, and the jab was a lie. So a lot of things come out that was a lie. Same thing with the China flu. So a lot of people don't wake up to what's going on. But hey, I'm gonna wrap up the stream now. I've been on 40 something minutes, but yeah, I'm gonna wrap the stream real quick. I'm gonna hit up low key T for president and see what he's doing. And that's it, man. So peace out. And also, like, if you don't agree with me, you have freedom of speech from not here. So do not post some crazy shit on my channel, or you will be banned. You have freedom of speech from not here. But in reality, you don't have freedom of speech anyway. Now these cops don't even care about the Constitution. So anyway, man, it's just a piece of paper now. So anyway, but peace out.